So welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, I've got Jordan Barker Porter. What a mouthful.
Hey!
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What a mouthful of a name that is.
I know. It goes on for days. You know that when the delivery drivers come to the door and you say your surname, they're like, what? I'm like, right, it's fine. Just put Barker. It's cush.
So were you Jordan Barker before you got married? Or
Yeah.
So she's the extension.
Yeah, she is. Well, to be fair, it was either we were debating whether to just take each other's name or just do it as double barrel. And I quite like the double barrel, although it goes on for a couple of years. I like the snappiness of JBP.
Yeah, it does make you sound posher as well.
Yeah, true. Actually, Porter is a little bit more upper class.
Yeah,
should we say?
Yeah.
Porter. Now we're proper chavs, really.
Love it. Well, Jordan, thank you very much for coming on. I know your life is manic. As you just told me, you know, I know the baby was due in November, was around that time, but now it's pulled forward a bit. So panic stations. It
is. I mean, we had another little panic last night with a few pains, movement. We're like, oh, is it going to happen? But yeah, it's literally any day. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you. And, you know, I think I keep an eye on your posts and stuff like that. And I think you're just going to make great parents. So I wish you both all the best.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no going back, mate. There's
good time. I'm fucked from this point on.
I've got 4 and there's no going back. It's all the grey. It's all the grey inside. But yeah. But no, Jordan, we're here to chat about you. As I say, managed by MTK Global. How did that come about?
It was through Tommy. So I would, to be honest, COVID had hit, so I wasn't kind of planning on turning over as soon as I did. But it was either staying active and like kind of just wait for all this madness to go away, which has nearly been 2 years now, crazy.
Yeah.
Or I had the option of turning over and kind of progressing and pushing forward. So I chose that option and went with MTK. So yeah, here we are. We're already nearly a year in since I turned over. Crazy times.
Yeah. Busy times ahead. And, you know, you had your first fight in September.
Yes.
How did it feel to get that out of the way? Get the pressure of getting that first W?
Unbelievable. Like, I'd been out the ring 18 months. It's a long time. So as an amateur, I was fighting like very regular. Would go up and down the country all the time. I was like probably one of the most active within the amateur club. So to go from that to have nothing for so long was hard. So there was a few nerves and a little bit of ring rust, but we got the 4 rounds in and it felt absolutely unbelievable. Just unbelievable to get back in there. It's totally different being in the gym training and sparring. You can do so many rounds of sparring and it just doesn't compare to actually being in the ring and fighting. So it was just good to get that out of the way.
Yeah. And, you know, knowing you know, the sort of girl that's, you know, you're a PT, you're well into your fitness instructor. You know, you're one of those people that's sort of born ready for this. You know, you're one of those people that's put the hard work in and you love the buzz of it.
I love it. I love it. Honestly, the atmosphere there on the night as well. I mean, this was only classed as like a small hometown show, but for me, it was big. It was massive. I had my full family and friends there, and like I'd trained throughout COVID. There wasn't one spell where I lost any motivation. I was like, right, I'm gonna like I trained throughout. So it was just dead exciting to like show my family and friends like the difference and the improvements that I'd made within the year of training as well. Because like I'm a completely different fighter than it was in the amateurs. Everything's a little bit more like chilled out now. So yeah, it was so nice, so good.
You know, you can kind of pick your style, can't you? Once you get to the pros, amateurs, it's very, you know, you're there to pick the point scoring punches. You're there to, you know, you're all kind of doing a similar thing, and a lot of people are more, you know, towards being a pro. And I think you're one of those people, aren't you? Pro suits you better.
it suits my style. Like me, like I feel like I've really fit into the style that I am comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that suits me. So like I say, everything's a little bit more slowed down. Like in the amateurs, everything's fast paced. It is about like more. I know it's not a scoring point system, but it's still kind of the way that it's drilled in people.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
and out, in and out, in and out, tappy tap tap. Whereas
Yeah.
like is the pros, especially with the head guards coming off, it's that like kind of one powerful shot that can change a fight. So yeah, it's just like planting your feet a little bit more as well. So I like it. I love it. I love the no head guards as well. It's unbelievable.
What is
Feel
it
like
like
I could
about
see
no
better.
head guards? Oh, is that what it is? It's the scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a little bit of a fanny, but I mean, obviously you still wear the head guards to spar and that, but I do prefer the head guards off when I'm fighting.
Yeah.
It just, I feel more free. I feel more loose. It's raj, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I've only done like white collar, so we trained like just for charity, but we trained with no head guards. So like you get used to, you know, spatial awareness and all that sort of thing. And then on the night they go, yeah, stick this on, and you put it on, and you're like, hang on,
Yeah.
like you feel like you've had your face squashed in a lift for starters.
Yeah.
But you can't see half of the stuff, can you? So when a hand
Yeah.
goes, you can't, you know, you just
Yeah,
feel
exactly.
it rather than.
That's why sometimes in sparring you're taking little dafties, and I'm like, oh, it's the head guard, it's Kush.
Yeah.
that's blocking me vision.
So who's the fighters for you at the moment then? Who do you look at? Who inspires you? Who's the sort of person you're interested in at the moment? As a fan?
I mean, Lomachenko is,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his movement, skill, everything. I think he's got the full package in terms of boxing IQ.
Mm-hmm.
Female wise, prior to getting into boxing, I mean, Katie Taylor, she's up there, especially because of what she's done for female boxing. And I remember watching a documentary as well, and it was dead inspiring. There's a few fighters out there, but yeah, if I had to choose like kind of male and female, those two would be the ones.
Yeah. No, I'm very similar to you. I think as I've got older, you kind of appreciate the boxing style. You know, you love knockouts when you're younger, and you love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's that, as you say, that hit and don't get hit style.
Yeah.
You know, that Lomachenko does it so well, but he does it with power, especially at the weight he's at as well. It's incredible, really. And Katie
dances around the ring. Like
Katie's just all rounder, isn't she? Quality.
Yeah. Oh, she's got everything. Like no one can kind of. Well, no one. She's unbeaten. She's the number one, for lightweight. So. Yeah, and Usyk, when I watch that fight against AJ as well, he's another one. Like his skill is unbelievable. Like loads of people were saying that the fight was boring, it was this, but I was like, that's up there with one of the best fights I've watched based on skill from Usyk. So like just the ring craft that they've got, and obviously he's linked in with Lomachenko. So, but yeah, I remember watching like I watch his videos all the time on YouTube of him, even when he's just doing the ladder drill and stuff, how sharp his feet is. I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want to be like. A little fly, buzzing around the ring.
The thing is, though, you've got to, you know, if you don't look at stuff and think, I want to do that, I'm going to make myself do that, then you kind of don't look to the stars, really, do you? Do you know what I mean? You've got to have that ambition. You've got to have that drive, and you've clearly got that because of who you are, what you do, you know, and what you want to achieve. And why not? That's what I say to people. Why not? If you're going to go into boxing, you've got to go into it believing you can do it. Otherwise, forget it.
You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to have like, it's not just the physical aspect. Obviously, the training is very hard, but you've got to be mentally strong as well, because it's a tough sport. Like there's no one else to help you out when you're struggling as a team. It's literally you in there. It's not like playing a game of football. Whereas like if you're maybe having a bit of a shit game, someone else can come and pull in and help. Like you're the only one standing in that ring. So, but I love it, and as daft as it sounds, I love getting punched in the face. Sometimes it wakes you up a little bit.
You was
controlled violence.
I'll tell you. Something ain't right up there, is it? Something ain't right. You were talking about mentally strong. Anthony Joshua. You touched on Usyk Joshua and the performance of Usyk. Rematch is obviously going to go ahead. We've had Eddie Hearn turn around and say, yeah, rematch clause has you know, been sort of put forward now. How do you see the rematch going? Tough one, isn't it? AJ's obviously got to go in. He can't outbox Usyk. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Exactly.
But do you think it's a case of going back to the old school where Joshua was at the start, and you've got to go in and blow someone out like that? You've got to go in and rough him up, making that you're the heavyweight. You're still the champ in your head. You've got to have that. How do you see the rematch going? I know it's a tough one, mate.
It is, because we've, like, as a team, we've spoke about this as well. We've mentioned it a few times. Like, Usyk's just like, his skill is unbelievable. So I honestly don't know. I don't really see it going any other way unless AJ was to come in, like you said, and be a little bit more aggressive, because I feel like that's kind of what was missing on that night, his aggression. If he put that backhand straight down the pipe and landed it flush on his chin, he might have caused him a little bit more problems. But it was sometimes that he wasn't throwing the backhand as much as he's maybe could have, because he's got the power. But yeah, it's a hard one to call unless I don't know. He's got to change his tactics, basically. If he changes his tactics and comes in,
Jordan, you're never speechless. What's going on?
I know.
Come on, girl. I bet your wife would say, "Come on, this is a first."
What you doing? Just pick one.
Yeah.
Just tell us.
Well, I'll give you a scenario. Usyk beats AJ, right? So AJ's kind of out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then we've obviously got Otto Wallin and Dillian White at the end of the month. Say whoever wins that wins that. I don't think it's going to make a difference to whoever faces Fury. I just can't see either of those two coming close, in my opinion. Yeah. But Usyk Fury, now that's going to be the cracker, isn't it? Like
100%. That's the fight that needs to be made.
To me, no one beats Fury.
Yeah, I agree. Fury is up there with the number one heavyweight in the world. No, I don't see anyone beating him. And the thing with Fury is, he's got the power and he's got the skill. So he's got he's got the full package, the way he moves, and so yeah, I don't see anyone beating Fury.
So you can do it. You can do it.
Well, that one was a bit easier.
Well, in a roundabout way, we kind of answered it.
Yeah, true. Slightly, but I'd have to still go. If I'm going to answer it now, I'd have to still go Usyk wins again.
Yeah. Well,
but then Usyk gets straight in with Fury, and Fury wins Usyk.
I'm going to wait for a text on the day. I'm going to be hassling you. That's it now.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. But hey, that's heavyweight boxing, and you know, you were talking about the females as well earlier. Female boxing at the ultimate high at the moment, in my opinion. You've probably picked the best time to be entering the pro ranks. You know, as you were saying, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, one of my favourites, Savannah Marshall. You know, there's some great talent. Clarissa Shields. You could go through. There's tons of women. Hannah Rankin, another cracking fighter. Yeah, I just think now's the time. And you know,
100%.
You're young, dedicated, and you know, why not? You've got a good amateur pedigree. You've enjoyed it, and now it's time to put it into the pros, isn't it? And
yeah, 100%. That's why I weighed up the options. There was a lot of pros, there was a lot of cons. I was like, there is a few more things I would have liked to have achieved as an amateur, but then I was like, what am I kind of waiting for? Time's on my hands. As I say, nearly 2 years is nearly past now as we come into March next year. Like, that would, I'm only getting older, I'm not getting any younger, so that was the perfect time for me to turn over and get used to the pro life and the way that that everything is evolved around that. So it gave us time to settle in before then I had my first fight. So for me, I made the right choice.
Yeah. And that 2 years has kind of come in a strange kind of way at the right time of your career, instead of coming at the back end of your career where you've had guys and girls that were sort of getting ready to end their last 2 years, and now they're 2 years older and having to fight the age as well as trying to perform at the high level for those last fights. So it's a tough time ahead for a lot of people in that respect. But you know, I tap my hat off to you turning pro. You know, I struggle over 3 2-minute rounds in a charity fight, and then I look at you and I think, I think you're a star, you know, and especially with everything else you've got going on, you're balancing everything, but you're just so dedicated, and I think that speaks volume. So I
think that's when I first started, I knew from having that first session, just as a fitness session, that this is what I wanted to do. So I changed things in my life so I could be able to do boxing. I changed my career, got into the fitness industry. So it's all like kind of fits together, that fitness kind of life. And so, yeah, I'm in a position now where it's like, I'm happy with what I'm doing. Yeah, life's crazy. It's busy, but it's just the way it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely.
You've got to
roll with it, haven't you? You got to roll with it.
100%.
Well, Jordan, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And I know it's taken ages to pin you down, but I know there's tons of stuff. It was my fault, then it was your fault, and I'm not blaming anyone, but it was mainly your fault. And
Jordan, I'll chin you.
I'm only saying it because you're over there and I'm here. But no, it's all good. Make sure you stay in touch. And
I will.
Honestly, I wish you all the best with. I've got to get it right. You and Amy. And,
yes.
And yeah, with the baby, I just hope everything goes as smooth as possible. And yeah, give my love to her, won't you?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries at all. And you take care.
Thank you. You too. See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
So there we are. Jordan Barker Porter. What a name. Yeah, just a really nice girl. I wish her and Amy all the best in regards to the baby coming. Sounds like could even be this Friday. Quite scary, but yeah, I think they'll be cracking parents. I wish them all the best. And as for Jordan, she's looking to line up her next fight. There's no details at the moment, but that will be coming out soon. And yeah, just wish her all the best with her career. Really, really nice girl, and fully dedicated and ready for what lies ahead. So you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out the rest of the content. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much.
Are you ready?